All right, let's be real here. I'm a hardline Berniecrat. I don't agree with anything Donald Trump has to say, but I respect the hell out of him because, like Bernie, he stood up to the Republican establishment, and by golly, he won. When they played dirty, he played dirty back. When they played cheap, he played cheap back. Bernie wasn't about that. He lost honorably, and he supported Hillary like he said he would. He's a man of his word. Good for him. I choose to ignore Bernie's request for me to vote for Hillary because I can't do that because she's a two-faced piece of shit, and I'd rather vote for Jill Stein, who's a candidate that represents my ideals, than vote for that scumbag and her husband, another scumbag. But let's talk about debate number 3. Debate number 3, Donald Trump wiped the floor with Hillary Clinton. She won debate 1 because he was a gentleman. Well, Donald Trump being a gentleman, but he was a gentleman, and he sort of played nice, and he let her get away with it. Debate 2, he kicked her ass, and debate 3, he just laid her out. I mean, this was worse than when she went face first into the SUV. I mean, she was out like a light. You know, Mick was in her corner, and Mick was just like, Hillary, you're going down. Hillary, it's enough, please. And she's like, cut me, Mick. And, you know, Mick cuts her and helps her out, you know, and they give her the smelling salts. But Hillary went down, okay? She went down for the count. They counted to 15, and she was still down. That's how badly Donald Trump beat the shit out of her, okay? She came off looking totally scripted. This woman couldn't say one sentence without reading it off those notes that were provided for her. I don't know if those notes were written by Goldman Sachs or the Clinton Foundation or the King of Saudi Arabia, but somebody wrote them for her, and man, she was reading them off line by line. Donald Trump destroyed her on Syria. I mean, we don't know who the hell we're supporting out there. We're just giving out guns. And the idea that a President Clinton is going to enforce a no-fly zone against Russia. Do you know what would happen? I don't even care if you... We're not even just talking about shooting down a Russian fighter. Do you know what would happen if we engaged a Russian fighter? If we fired on a Russian fighter? Do you know what would happen? This is not, you know, Muammar Gaddafi. This is not Saddam Hussein. This is not Manuel Noriega. This is Russia. Okay? You do not put a no-fly zone on Russia. Russia has had a base in Syria since long before we even cared about Syria. That's their country. I mean, I hate to sound like an imperialist, but hey, that's their country. Okay? A couple years ago, Russia and China both sent warships to Syria to prove a point. And they proved it. And Iran would back Russia. And China would back Russia. And North Korea, I mean, who do you think they're going to back? So Hillary is a complete idiot if she thinks that she can even entertain the notion of a no-fly zone in Syria. Donald Trump destroyed her on the Clinton Foundation in Haiti. You go to Little Haiti. I've been to Little Haiti. Haitians don't want anything to do with the Clintons. Okay? The Clintons brought back Aristide and democracy, and then they exiled Aristide to the Central African Republic. They stole so much money, 90% my ass, of proceeds from the Clinton Foundation go to the people. They went into their pockets. My ass, 90%. I mean, she also completely, as usual, misconstrued and misrepresented the findings of the FBI in her email scandal investigation. As usual, taking no responsibility. Donald Trump nailed her on WikiLeaks. He said how the generals really feel about her. He nailed her with Bernie Sanders' opinion of her. Even though Bernie Sanders agreed to support her because he's a gentleman and true to his word and truly wants to help the Democratic Party and transform this country, that does not change the fact that Hillary Clinton ran a dirty, rigged primary against Bernie Sanders, and that Hillary said some horrible things and was part of some horrible actions, and he called her out for them. It goes without saying, my friends, that Donald Trump wiped the floor with this woman. And if you think that Hillary did a good job, then you're either secretly a Hillary supporter, which there's a lot, you hate Trump so much that you're blinded by Hillary's evil, or No, it's one of the two. It's one of the two. I think a lot of people are voting for Hillary. I mean, they may say they're voting for Jill online, but they're voting for Hillary. That's just what I think, because I think that we are just so indoctrinated and so brainwashed that we're incapable of voting for the best out of the four candidates. And that candidate, my friends, is Dr. Jill Stein.